So because of the different functionalities, we created also silos information systems. So we have functional silos and we have silos of information systems. One, as you can see from the figure, focusing on payroll, one on inventory, one on travel, one on general ledger, one on sales. So different types, each totally independent. They are all providing information, but it's up to the human to actually integrate that all together. So it takes a huge amount of effort to integrate information. The sharing is not seamless. It has to be done through re-entering an update of the information. You are constantly updating systems with information coming from other systems. So sales is sending information to accounting. Accounting will have to re-enter the information again, and we've already talked about that last time. So that creates bottlenecks. Why? Because the delay and the effort it takes to re-enter the data. With the re-entering of the data, we said we also have errors. We have inconsistencies. Even if we don't have errors, just the inconsistency creates a big problem in aggregating everything together and consolidating, coming up with, for example, a balance sheet or an income statement, something as simple as that, will take a long period of time because now you are getting information from multiple functionalities, multiple systems, and trying to bring them all together into a corporate or an aggregate report at the, to serve decision making at the top. These silo information systems also create a problem or make it difficult for you to be a customer focused. Why? Because think about it. A customer calls sales and they have a problem. Sales has no idea what's going on in accounting. They don't have that enterprise-wide view of the customer. They only see maybe the orders that the customer places. They are not able to check on accounting. They are not able to check on shipping. Nothing. I mean, like you have a very limited view of the customer, and that will impact the ability for you to best serve that customer. When we were talking about the structure, we said we realized that we have strategic management at the top, middle management, and low-level management, and each one is concerned about a different type of control and a different type of management. So top management is defining the strategy and the vision. Middle management is really focused on the translation of that vision and mission into a set of quantifiable objectives, and then at the low level, that's the actual implementation in order to achieve these quantifiable goals. We again took that view and came up with different types of information systems to support management at different levels. So at the very top, we have executive support systems like dashboards, and they summarize information. They provide actually towards the end of the semester, you are going to use SAP Crystal Dashboard to create an executive support system, an ESS, in order to support an executive decision making. Okay, so that's what we created for executives at the top. Middle management, we said they have to conduct a lot of decision making and translate these. They have to do what if analysis. They have to they do simulation before they come up with a set of quantifiable goals for low level management. So we created for them decision support systems and management information systems, and these are basically trying to summarize again information coming from the low level, but also they have decision models embedded within them to help managers do what if kind of analysis, do simulation, do future prediction, what will happen in the future if we take that route or the other. For the low level, we created the transaction support systems. These are like ERP systems that support daily business processes. And we started automating a lot of the office systems. So you see, of course, what's going on with Word and a lot of the communication tools that we have, and collaboration tools like Go Meeting, and a lot of automation is happening to support daily business processes and communication. So again, large number or a large number of systems with different objectives to support management at different levels: top, middle, and low level, or operational level. The system architecture also got affected. But it's also got affected by the price of hardware and software and networking and so on. So because machines were expensive, like computing machines were expensive, we had a mainframe and dumb machines, dumb terminals that are connected to the mainframe. The mainframe had had good processing capabilities and memory, whereas the PCs were very moderate. As we said, they are called either thin clients or dumb terminals. They didn't have much of the operating power or the storage. Everything was done on the server. So the PCs would request certain tasks from the server would send them. As desktops and PCs became less expensive, we created the decentralized model. Everyone has their own PC and they run their own applications on them. The problem with that is the integration problem, that we really don't know where the information is residing, and you have again a lot of inconsistencies throughout the organization. So we went back to something in between the centralized and the decentralized, and that's the distributed network. The distributed model. We have a client and we have a server. So the clients are these PCs. They have still processing power, and they also have storage capacity, but majority of the processing is done on the server. We have actually an application server and we have a database server, and we have again the PCs requesting. The PCs can perform a lot of the front end office applications, so Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and all of that can be done on the PC. But then the large applications, the enterprise applications, reside on the server. So to summarize, information systems reflected the needs of that was seen in the organizational structure. So when the organization was structured along different business functions, the IS created different IS functions to support manufacturing, marketing, accounting, finance, and HR. When the organizational structure also realized that we have different managerial levels, they created different information systems to support the different functions, but they also have different level of granularity. What do we mean by level of granularity? I actually meant information granularity. That the people at the top require coarse information, which means summarized information, whereas the people at the operational level, at the low level of the organization, requires fine-grained information. And because of this, we have at the low level or at the operational level, we have the transaction processing system, where at the executive level, we have the executive information systems. Executive information systems are information systems that summarize information, present information in visual format, whereas the transaction processing system is more focused on the business process, the particular step and activity that is performed on a day-to-day basis. We also said that because of the problems created by the functional silos, in terms of lack of information sharing, lack of integration, delays, inconsistencies, we wanted a system that would enable us to share information. And that reflected again on the IaaS architecture. The IaaS architecture was affected also by the emergence of networking. The networking was, of course, if you look, the networking was, of course, a direct response to the need for information sharing and integration. So we had networking. As a result, we started seeing web-based systems, web-based applications that are accessible anywhere, any place, anytime. We saw the emergence of distributed architecture, the client-server architecture, where the application and the database are on servers that are accessible again anywhere, any place, anytime. The personal computers are connected to these servers via the network. So they actually go through a web server, and the web server gives them access or send the request to the application and the database server. So now when we centralize the database, we have information integrity, the data integrity. We don't have the inconsistencies anymore because of the fact that we have that one central database, one version